Hello, welcome to the ski rental shop. Before you go out skiing, once you've completed your paperwork or you already have your online reservation, there are some important aspects of your equipment that you should know before you head out the door, especially if this is your first time on snow. So let's go through the specifics of the equipment that you're about to use. Most importantly, your ski. The ski has a ski tip and a ski tail. Ideally, you want to point the tip forward and down the hill all the time. We've also got some other important points of the ski. There is the metal edge. Now be careful handling the metal edge because these edges will be sharp. This is what keeps you attached to the hill in your car when you're learning how to ski. So we want these edges to be sharp, and we don't want you to run your fingers along them. Use gloves when you're handling them. Make it much easier on you. Also, you've got the top portion of the ski, and then what we call the base of the ski, or the running base. This is what actually accelerates you on the snow, and this is what allows you to slide and glide on the snow as well. Now, when we're looking at other parts of the ski, there is the ski binding, which is what attaches your foot and the boot to the ski. It's important to know that the forward piece is called the toe piece. This is where the toe of the binding inserts into. The back portion of the binding, so you can see here, is the heel of the binding. There's also one other important piece to the binding that you should know about, and that's the brake. This brake engages when you come out of the ski and will stop the ski in the snow and prevent it from going all the way down the hill and leaving you stranded without a ski or a pair of skis. Now, when we're talking about the interface between a ski boot and a binding, it's important to know a few things as well. So here is your ski boot. As you can see, we have 4 buckles here. This is the toe of the boot. This is the heel of the boot. Whenever you're entering the boot into the binding system, a lot of times you might have snow on the bottom of the sole of the boot. It's important for you to remove as much of that snow as you possibly can. This is when you're starting the day. This is also if you fall and come out of the bindings, which can certainly happen while you're skiing. Make sure that you remove as much snow from the bottom of the boot as you possibly can. You can accomplish this in a couple of ways. You can take your pole and tap the side of your boot and knock that snow off, or you can scrape the boot on the binding to remove that snow. Always enter the binding with the toe first, and then step down with the heel. When you step down, you'll hear that lock. You are now securely in your binding. If you do come out of the binding on the hill, you're gonna find the binding in one of 2 positions. Either what we call in a cocked open position, where the heel cup is up and facing you, or sometimes when you fall, you'll find the binding in a down position with the lever up but the heel cup down. It's important for you to get it back to the original position. You can never enter a binding system in that position. The binding will not accept the boot. So if you do find that the binding is closed, in a closed position, go ahead and use your hand to open the binding. You can use a ski pole to open the binding. You can also step on the heel of the binding with your foot to open it. Once that heel cup is pointed up and facing you, go ahead and make sure remove that snow from the boot, step back into the binding, and away you go. If you have any other questions, be sure to ask your rental tech before you head out on the hill, and be sure to enjoy your day. You're gonna love skiing.